Hello friends, greetings and you are welcome to Cassava cuisine. Today I'm going to be making some very delicious plain okra. I have a full house to feed. Come along with me and enjoy the process. Okra for 5 hands, and I also got some fish. I've actually started slicing my okra, so I do this and I slice some into smaller pieces, and you're going to see what I'm going to do with it later. So here's some fish that I got. We're not going to be using this bar fish, we're actually going to be using some mackerel today. So here's the fish. In my fridge I always have this roux, which is like dry fish. Then this is bonga, the smaller sweet fish. Anyway, you're going to see it later, that I've already fixed, and also some boiled meat. Everything is already always boiled and kept. I have a lot of things to keep in my fridge, so I have to do this to maximize space. Come with me. So here we are. You can always cut your okra in a desired shape or form. I do circular and I do little bits. Always give them the shape or the form that you desire. Split into smaller pieces. I am grateful for so much help today. While we are in the kitchen putting everything together, Auntie Sylvia was in the backyard fixing this mackerel fish for us. Here's some pepper. Not very much pepper, but this is the pepper we're going to be using. You can grind all of this, but you could reduce and keep some in the freezer. It's straight from the freezer, makes grinding very easy. We are going to score this fish in any form. You could score it diagonally or vertically, doesn't matter. All we want is for our spices to penetrate very deeply. We completely forgot to add tomatoes. We always add a little bit of fresh tomatoes to our okra. My kitchen, I have Ruth Ojoshide, I have Apollinaire and Tamara, and of course Mother Sylvia is in the background, the power engine. So right now, open this. We are going to spice up this mackerel. You could just use salt, but we are going to use some seasoning cubes. We have marinate everything very well. Can I have some white pepper, Ruth, and some salt? Put it in the cover, and then I'm going to put it here. So yes, many hands do light work indeed. So here, just a little bit of white pepper. Can I have some salt? So here we go. What I do is going to marinate into the head and everywhere. On the other hand, we have some okra, some morue. I don't know if this is how this fish is called in English, and some bonga. When you use two fishes in most of your dishes, it gives a very powerful flavor. Just a tad bit of vegetable oil. So we're not going to use all of this, but this is just for an illustration, and also very little palm oil. We have some black pepper. Some people add country onions or white pepper, but we are good to go in this recipe just with black pepper. Also a very little bit of garlic and ginger. Actually, we're not going to be using all of this, but this is just for illustration purposes. And also pepper. We're also going to add in some full pepper into the okra when we are boiling it. So you have just 3 cubes or 2, depends, and then some salt. So right away, we're going to go on and start the process. I always have this meat stock in the fridge. As you can see, this is meat stock here. I'm just going to take 1 bowl, which I'm going to use. I forgot some crayfish. There's some crayfish, meat stock from the fridge, and I always have boiled meat. And this meat stock, I always preserve it for every occasion so I can have it ready. We already ground our crayfish. This is how we do stuff, so we can always have food ready and on time. And of course, our fish that we started marinating, we're still to finish. This is everything that we are going to use today to make this perfect pot of okra, which you're going to eat with us through the screen. We're going to also put some okra into my little mortar. Tamara, can I have some little water? Can you give me some little water? We're going to pound this okra. You can also pound in your bowl, whatever you have. So put a little bit of water here. You can pound in your little bowl. Yes, put some water in it. Add more, add more, add more. We're using a bowl to do the pounding. This is a little bit of limestone, what we call kanwa here. What I do is I have a little container and I always put this limestone in it with water and use the water whenever I need it. So that's just what I'm going to do. In a boiler, we are putting some water for our nkumkum because we are going to be eating this okra with nkumkum. So we're going to add water here. Ruth, can you give us some water, please? Put the okra inside. Pour a lot of water. You're going to add the water, and I want some pepper here too. Salt, a little bit of salt, and put a lot of water. This is where we put all our water. Actually, we usually mix this before putting it on the gas. Can I have salt here and what else? Pepper. Take some pepper from the freezer. This is what I do. A lot of water, please. Can I have some quiet? Thank you. And we're going in with some salt. I have so many helping hands today, so it's amazing. Everything is going on smoothly. So this is salt. We're also going to go in with some kanwa water. We're like preparing this at the side. Put the pepper. I want more pepper because that's a pepper that is actually going to be in the food. And now this is the limestone that we prepared at the side. We are just going to drop in a little bit of water to keep the greenness, the chlorophyll, if you will. So we are boiling this at the side. Another empty pot. This is some leftover stock from our fish. In this pot we are going to put our meat stock. Meat stock does magic, like the broth of any chicken, fish or beef. We're going to use a little bit of meat. This recipe we intended not to use meat at all, but just to illustrate how you do it, we're going to use a little bit of meat. Yes, go in with some meat, some pepper, some crayfish, some salt, some black pepper. Put in some little crayfish now and some little crayfish later. It's like just 2 Maggi for now. We may add as time goes on. Go in 2 seasoning cubes. I beg your pardon. Look at the richness of that color. Not forgetting and then we are going in now with some garlic. Yes, the quantity of the okra is really much, without which we'll just a little garlic will do. It's difficult for us to really tell you the exact quantities of our garlic and everything because we grind everything aforehand and put into the fridge. This is ginger. This is like a rich paste broth kind of we're preparing for our okra. Nobody is really meant to eat meat, so we couldn't do a lot of meat. Next we go in with some fish, moru fish. And then this is what they call bifaka. Sylvia, what's this called? Bifaka or bonga, dry fish. So we're mixing the 2 fishes. Remember that each time that you mix your fishes, it gives a very beautiful taste whatsoever you're cooking. Mixing of fishes is just a game changer, including our crayfish. We're going in with some salt, just a little bit of salt. A little bit of black pepper. I think you can use a spoon to illustrate the quantity that we use. That's just a little bit of black pepper, and you can always adjust your seasoning as desired as time goes on. This okra has been on the fire for like 3 minutes now, right girls? Yes, for like 3 minutes. We're going in with some little pepper. We're not going to use all of the pepper. See, we ground about 4 pepper, but we have kids to feed today, so we're just going in with everything in succession. So go in. Can you look at that goodness? Look at that. Our stock looks very small. Everything has cooked a little. We're going to go in with more water, and we're going to go in with mackerel fish right now. So we bury the fish in the broth. This video is dedicated to Maggie Acham. We're going to drop a little bit of palm oil, and our vegetable oil is going to be dropped when we put in our okra. So just a little bit of palm oil. All of this palm oil is going to disappear in the process. Just before we cover pot, we are going to taste our seasoning to see what it looks like. How does it taste? Okay, everything okay? Today we completely forgot to chop our onions. We always add onion to the broth. Chop it into tiny bits. We're starting with the procedure for the Nkumkum. We want the pot to become hot for our Nkumkum procedure. We are going to sieve our Nkumkum. Nkumkum is cassava flour, and we are sieving it so that it will not have lumps in the finish. When we are done, this is what it looks like. See, all of this could have gone in if we did not sieve it. We've removed the fish. Now we're going in with just a little bit of vegetable oil and the leftover crayfish also. This stock looks small for our okra. We're just going to increase the water before we go in with the okra itself. Our stock we have tasted for seasoning, and we're going in with the okra right now. And if there's need for any water, we're just going to add in a little bit of water, and that will be it.
So here we go.
Tastes for seasoning, make sure everything is okay. Allow the okra to combine perfectly. Is what it looks like, and just a few minutes or so. Keep on tasting for seasoning, making sure everything is okay, and then we're going to go in with our fish last. So I didn't show you, but as we were working, everything was getting clean. It's a principle in our kitchen. As the food is getting ready, everything is clean at once. So we tasted the soup, and the seasoning cube and salt were not okay. So we're going to add some. As you can see,
we forgot to add tomatoes.
Seasoning
tomatoes
cube
would give your okra a bright
so here
color,
we are. Here is
and
the
it will give it a good
finished product
taste. So
after about 2 minutes, I think.
Slice
Yes.
them very thin,
So we're going
finely,
in with
and
the
drop
fish,
it into this
which we
mixture.
prepared earlier,
As you stir
and
it to come
immediately we
together,
go in with
the
this fish.
tomatoes
There's
would
nothing
do
left
the magic.
except to turn off the gas because we are done. This is a very big pot of okra, as I have a full house. Cassava cuisine. If we were cooking Nkumkum for Eru, we're going to do it differently. Definitely not on the gas. We have another method for doing that, but since it's for okra, it has to be soft. So it's very different from the nkumkum that we cook for to eat with arrow.
Yeah.
We had kept some water at the side. This is the water which we are adding right now. Remember to always reduce your water and then add the water again as the need arises.
Cassava cuisine. Bon appetit. Where's all my fish? Oh, fish don't swallow, go for under. Yes, I'm speaking pidgin. Come on, we're in Africa and we're in Cassava cuisine. This one is dedicated to Maggie Acha. Maggie, our video is coming up on YouTube. I've dedicated my whole day to you to do this special video of Nkumkum and
Okra.
It's Cassava cuisine.
Cassava cuisine.
Here we go. Look
I
at
think
that
this one-
goodness. Do not forget, if you love some tomatoes, just before you stop the procedure, to add some fresh tomatoes to your okra. Just look at this goodness. Good appetite.